was nothing funny about dealing with that man. I should have left him where he was at, for real. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Destiny Zakaria, but they call me Millie. If you're new to this channel, hi, nice to meet you. And if you've been here, y'all know the vibes. Sit down, sit down. But yeah, we got story time today, so let's get into this video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be just doing a story time because I feel like there's a lot y'all may not know about me, and it's just time for us to like get to know each other on a deeper level, a deeper level. So with that being said, keep out the headboard, y'all. I'm redecorating my whole house. Yo, big girl things. And I started to do a day in my life today for y'all, cause I really had to work, but I didn't. But we just gonna go ahead and get into this story time. So we're gonna talk about the first time I found out I was pregnant. I got pregnant at 16 years old. I was in high school. I was going to MLK. And I'm gonna tell y'all everything. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna give y'all the whole rundown, the whole little tea. Okay, so I was going to Fraser High. It wasn't Fraser High anymore. It was called MLK Prep or whatever. And I was like locking on this boy. He had a girlfriend at the time, but at that time I was just like, I didn't care. If I wanted something, I wanted something. But that was the old me. Like, if that was the old me, and I have reaped the karma. Trust me, I have reaped the karma of that. But I seen him one day, and I just was like, yeah, I want him. I was still a virgin then, so I was a virgin, right? I was like, oh yeah, I want him. Whoop-de-woo. My friend ended up telling him that I wanted him. We ended up talking somehow. I can't remember. We ended up talking, but y'all, the worst thing that I could have did was start messing with this man, because like I said, I was 16, I was in the 10th grade, and he was just so toxic for my life. He was so toxic. Just thinking about it, it make me smile, but like really on some for real shit, it was nothing funny about dealing with that man. I should have left him where he was at, for real. It was nothing funny about dealing with that boy. So we ended up talking or whatever one day, and then like one day he ended up inviting me to, he told me like, we skipping school today, whoop de woo. Me being a little hot in the hood, little hot. And I didn't even know what I was doing. Don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm finna go and skip school with this man. Like, and I keep saying this man, but he was only in the like, he was like a grade higher than me or something. Like, yeah, he was a grade higher than me. And I ended up skipping school with him, going to his house or whatever. He stayed like around the corner from the school. I ended up going to his house. We ended up he ended up stopping because, of course, I ended up losing my cycle. Now, that was the first time I did not get pregnant. When I had lost my virginity to him, I did not get pregnant. It wasn't until we was dealing with each other for months. And he used to always, this how toxic he was. If he seen me talking to somebody in the hallway, he would fight me. He would literally try to fight me in front of everybody. If I was in class and he walked by my classroom and I was talking to another dude in class, he would call me out in the hallway. I'll go out in the hallway, y'all, and this man will like fight me. In class, if he see me dealing with somebody else, he will fight me. Even if they just like my friend or something, he will fight me. Like, not like really fight me, but like more of a like a, you know, like playful fight. Like, but it got to the point to where he was getting for real, because me being young, I'm not thinking like we in a relationship, first of all, because you still dealing with this girl, and this girl don't even know that we dealing with each other behind her back. Like, I'm not with that. Like, I've already listen to me. I feel so bad talking about this, y'all, because no way I did this. But he had a whole girlfriend still, and like, I used to argue with this girl and everything, like, cause she knew something going on, but she never had no proof. So like one day he had ended up, my mama had to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he ended up texting me saying that he was finna come over because he knew her schedule or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So he ended up coming over. We did the do. Y'all, I had supposed to come on my cycle like a few days after that. My cycle did not show up. It did not show up. So he ended up sneaking in that night, and he had stayed out with until 7 o'clock in the morning because, no, he stayed longer than that because my mama didn't get off until like, she went to work at like 5 p.m. and she got, no, I lied. She went to work at like 6 p.m. and she got home at 6 a.m. So she had work on no shifts or whatever. And he stayed the whole time then. So we ended up chilling with each other, this, that, and the third. Y'all, it was like 2 months after that I had not gotten my period, but I didn't say nothing to my mama because I'm just, me being young and dumb, I'm just like, it's gonna come, I ain't tripping. And one day I was in the shower and my little sister came up in the bathroom and she was like, Destiny, you look pregnant. And mind you, my little sister like 2 years younger than me. She was like, Destiny, you look pregnant. At the time, I'm only 16 and she's like, what, 14? Yeah, so she was like, Destiny, you look pregnant. Your stomach look real fat. And I'm looking down at myself like, girl, please, I'm just slim thick. Quit playing. Let me stop. But for real, I said it just like that. Like, quit playing. I am not pregnant. And for some reason, we end up going over my cousin's house like that following week. And end up going over there. And one of my favorite cousins had came over there. And I was telling her what was going on with my body, this, that, and she was like, oh, she was older than me. She was like, oh, well, we finna go get this test, and this should tell us if we don't say this, then you just overreacting, and you know, whoop-de-whoop. Yo, I go get the test, and it took, we was over my cousin's house for like a week. It took me days before I took it. Nobody, she bought the test, but she didn't know did I take it or not. And I told her that I took it, and it came back negative the whole time, y'all. It came back positive. I went in their bathroom, I peed on that stick while everybody in the house was asleep. I went in the bathroom, peed on that stick. I didn't trust her deep. She was my favorite cousin, but when it came to stuff like this, I knew I couldn't trust her. So I ended up going in the bathroom, peeing on the stick, and let it sit there for a minute, like I said on the instructions. And it came back with 2 red lines on it. And it was one of them cheap pregnancy tests that you get for like $1 at the Family Dollars. 2 little red lines popped up on it. Yo, it was a window behind me on the toilet. I opened the joint and threw the test outside the window. I'm thinking everything cool, nobody know, I'm gonna figure this out, da da da. Why the very next morning my big cousin in the kitchen cooking chicken, and my favorite cousin walked in the house and she just looking at me with this look like, it was like, yeah, I know, yeah, like that's how it was. And I'm just like, I felt so like what is she looking at me like that for? Like, what's going on? So everybody talking, everybody doing their own thing, everybody in their own world. And she just kept looking at me. So I'm like, cuz what? Like, what's going on? Why you looking at me like that? And she was like, come here, let me talk to you real quick. I got something to tell you. And so we end up going to sit in the car. We talking or whatever. And bruh, tell me why this girl pulled my test out her pocket. She pulled my test out her pocket, y'all. She pulled my test out her pocket and was like, so you pregnant? And you weren't gonna say nothing. You said it came back negative, but here go the test right here. She was like, and you wanna know how I know this your test? Because you was dumb enough to just drop it behind in the bathroom window, like just drop it right there, like wasn't nobody gonna know that it came out of our apartment window. I was like, African had come on out, but the thing about it is, she didn't say nothing to nobody. None of my family members knew. Nobody asked me. Like, nobody knew nothing. Y'all, I held this pregnancy. My mama didn't know nothing. Nobody knew but me and my favorite cousin. Nobody knew. I was still going to school, this, that, and the other, but I couldn't take it. It got up into 5 months, y'all. 5 months I couldn't take it. I couldn't eat. I was in my, this is how my grandma, we was at her house, I think it was for like Easter, and my mama was like, no, my grandma was like, Destiny, come and cut these onions for me. And y'all, it was so hot in the kitchen because she was cooking and stuff like that, and I'm in the kitchen, it's like, I couldn't even, the stuff that I was smelling, I was like about to just throw up out the smell of things. Then after that, she ended up telling me to cut the onions, and I was like, Grandma, I can't. I was leaning on the sink, I was like, Grandma, I can't. And she was like, what's wrong with you, girl? Get up. What's wrong with you? You sick? And I said, I think I'm coming down with something. She was like, you just being lazy. Y'all, I really couldn't. When she noticed that I could not do it, like, I was getting lightheaded for standing too long. I couldn't. The smell of shit just had me about to throw up. My grandma, she told me to go in there and get in the shower. Just take you a hot shower. Just calm down. Then come back out and lay down. Y'all, after that, it's like my grandma knew, but she didn't say nothing. And I knew she knew because me and my grandma, we were so close to where, like, she knew when there was something going on with me, but she knew my mama too. So it's like I felt like she didn't say nothing to my mama because she knew how things would end for me. So, and one thing about it, in my family, bro, we don't do abortions. If you get pregnant, you having that baby. I don't care if this your 19th baby, you having that baby. We don't do abortions in this family. So I end up, y'all, while I was in the shower, I'm telling my grandma, water was so hot, I was in there just standing there like, oh my God, like crying to myself, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this situation, like I'm only 16, I ain't got nothing to do, I ain't got no money, no job, no nothing, and I'm letting the hot water just run on me, y'all. Like, at that time, I regret doing it, like thinking about it now, and thinking about it a while ago, I regret doing that, because I love my oldest son, I love him with all of my heart, that's my best friend, but like, I was just running hot water on my stomach. The water was steaming hot, like hot, and I was just standing there just letting the water pour down on my stomach, and it still didn't work. So we end up losing our house, whatever the case may be, and my mama ended up like, I feel like for some reason my mama knew what was going on, because she was like, so y'all, it's time for a checkup. Everybody going to the doctor, woo. And for some reason, nobody had to go to the doctor but me. I went to the doctor, and I can't even remember how my mama found out, but no, we went to the doctor, and the lady I peed in the cup, all that, the lady came back, and she was like, so she got to talking about pregnancy and stuff like that, and having a kid at a young age, and My mom was like, and why are you telling us this? Like, and the lady told her that I was pregnant, and she was like, pregnant? My mama, you can see the anger in her eyes, but at the same time, she didn't show it. Like, my mama, she was upset. I can tell, I can feel it. And at that time, I was taking her hair down, and she ended up looking at me. We walked out of the office. They gave me a date to come back to see, you know, how far along I am, this, that, and other. When we got in the elevator, I will never forget this moment. We got in the elevator, my mama looked at me and said, you sure you ready for this? You ready for this? In her mind, she thinking, oh, this just happened, like the baby, you ain't even that far along. There's time to, you know, do something about it. Because, like, I'm guessing she was gonna ask me if I wanted an abortion or something, but I know that we don't do abortions, and she ended up saying that to me, and then I still didn't tell her, like, I've been pregnant for a minute, you just don't know. Like, I just was like, I don't know if I'm ready or not, Mom. Like, I don't know what I don't know what to do. And then she was like, we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna day by day. So we ended up coming back for my second thing. So they gave us an ultrasound. Bro, I'm talking about, this is my second appointment, child. My second appointment. I'm in there, and they had told me that I'm a few weeks, and my mom, and I feel like at that moment, that's when she got angry. I feel like she was angry at that moment because I hid it that long. Like, y'all, I was not big at all. I wish I could pull up pictures to show y'all. Excuse me. Like, I was not big at all. And she I feel like that's when she got mad, when she found out I was like hiding it for that long and I knew about it. Like she like, I'm pretty sure she knew that I knew, because ain't no way you hid all these symptoms this long. So she ended up we ended up getting an ultrasound, and the lady was like, you're 32 weeks and a few days. And my mom was like, 32 weeks? She was like, look at her, that can't be true. Baby, they pulled that ultrasound out and it was there. It was a boy. I had a boy, and the only thing that stood out to me most was his head. Zyron, come here. Come here. And this is my first son, Zyron, the big head child that I got pregnant with at 16. He is now 7 years old, and he'll be 8 next month, and I'll be 25 in December. That's all I wanted, so you can go watch a movie. Yeah, so they end up showing us the ultrasound, and I feel like from that moment forward, like for the rest of my pregnancy, my mama didn't say nothing to me, y'all, up until they got to like my last month. Like I was like,
Mom, maybe you can show them a picture on your phone.
I'm gonna find the photos and stuff, but like it came up to the last month, because like I said, we ended up losing our house and stuff like that, so we had to go stay with somebody else. And at this time my mama was very overwhelmed, and you know, having 6 kids and not being able to, you know, being in the situation that we was in, and we had to go stay with her best friend. I feel like that kind of put her in a bad situation. Like, now you pregnant and I gotta go through all this, and you ain't even 18, you 16 years old. Like, so throughout that little time we was staying with my auntie, and I used to be going to the store, you know, eating everything, but I used to be feeling so lonely. And let's not forget the baby daddy, okay? This man gets locked up immediately after I find out what, like, immediately when I find out what I'm having, this man goes to jail. And not go to jail for a few months. This man went to jail for 6-7 years. He just got out this year, at the beginning of this year, and our son is 7, and he still has not seen Zyron face to face. He's planning a trip up here, but the thing about it is, you know, he got locked up, and they did video chat, this, that, and the other, but they have never met in person. So he had got locked up, and this how I know this nigga was trifling. Because not only that, he got another baby mama. We the same age, birthdays in the same month, and our son's birthdays are in the same month, and they look identical. So identical. I did not know. And then this is so crazy, because man, this girl, we used to see each other and talk, but everybody thought this girl was gay. She is gay, but you know, she dibble and dab and everything. What other people do is not my business. I love my baby mama though. Like, we talk, we beefed at the beginning, but we were young-minded, but we to build a relationship to where like nothing nobody say or do can, you know, come in between that. And I feel, well, at least that's how I feel, you know, everything that I do is genuine, and that's that. But yeah, like, he went to jail, and it just was a whole lot. It was just a whole lot. Like, I was by myself, and then it got to the point to where, yeah, like I said, my mama, she hated that she had to go through all of that, and I was like going through this by myself, like not really knowing what I'm finna do, up until the time we had moved into our own place. And like I said, it's like I got like 3 more months before I get ready to have the baby. And no, I skipped so many parts. Okay, so I know a lot of people be asking me like, where the name Zyra come from? Where the name Zyra come from? So when I found out, when I knew I was pregnant, I went to school, and I had told I had a group of best friends that I used to hang out with, Deja, Jeremiah, and Jarian. And we used to hang out all the time. I had the most fun with them, and I missed them very much. But I had told them, and my friend Jarian, oh my God, this means, like, because it means so much to me, because like now we don't see each other. I stay all the way up here, and he stay all the way down there. But like, yeah, so I ended up telling him I was pregnant, y'all, and they was just like super, super excited for me. And then some people was asking me, someone was asking me like, how you gonna do this? Are you sure that you're ready? Da, da, da. And then they asked me who the baby daddy was. At first, I was just making up lies because I didn't want nobody to know that he was the baby daddy, because I knew everybody would be looking at me like, girl, this man got a whole woman. Like, are you serious? But yeah, so I ended up telling them or whatever, and then I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna name my baby. Like, it's a boy. And they like, it's a boy. Oh my God. So he ended up telling me, he was like, and he gay. And I love him so much, but he ended up telling me, I told myself if I ever have a son that I wanted to name him Zyron. And I was just like, that was so unique, that was so different. He was like, and you being my best friend, since you the first one out of all of us that's about to have a kid, you can have the name Zyron for your first son, and that'll be the way we can always have a connection with each other. Y'all, I named him Zyron, and the name stuck. Like, now it's Zyron, Zion, Zayden, and then we got Antoinette. But I went to school, that's how I got Zyron's name. And come up to the point like 3 months before I get ready to have a baby, my mama had threw me a baby shower. That's when all my family had came out. Not all of them, but like my dad, they came out from Arkansas to attend the baby shower and this, that, and the other. Then we come to the part to it come around the time where I'm like actually finna go in labor. Like, I'm like almost there. My mom got me walking up and down stairs. I'm talking about flights of stairs to our apartment, walking around the apartment, and I still was not that big, y'all. I can't wait to show y'all these pictures. I'm finna put pictures. I'm gonna have pictures all through the clips so that y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, I was walking upstairs and this, that, and the third, and yo, this one day, I had invited. Okay. You remember I told y'all he went to jail, but they let him out on bond. And he ended up having to go back while I was pregnant. He ended up coming over to our house, and he wanted to see, you know, like, see me and see how far along I was and see how the baby was doing, this, that, and the third. And we was talking, catching up, and come to find out the feelings were still mutual. We was like expecting to do this together and this, that, and the other. So we ended up having sex, and I called my mama because immediately after he left, I'm talking about contraction after contraction after contraction. I'm in there hollering. I'm in there like, I can't do this. I called my mama like, Mama, it's happening. It's happening. She at work. She rushed out of work. No, she told me you better call the ambulance until I get there, because you know I work a little whiles away. So I called the ambulance, and my cousin, they're with me. So we end up getting to the hospital, getting on the ambulance, getting to the hospital. I'm at the hospital. I'm having contractions. Like, he actually broke that. Like, he broke my water, and I ended up going into labor. Like, and I'm in there just, I can't. Like, the pain is so unbearable. So if you're 16 and you're thinking about having a kid, please do not save it. Save the V card for somebody that matters, for somebody that wants you. For your husband, it is worth it. It is so worth it. Having sex with random people comes with so many things, okay? So, I was in there crying. I couldn't breathe. Like, I was praying, and then they finally came and gave my epidural. The pain kind of slowed down, and it was time for me to get ready and push. Y'all, I pushed twice, and I had to give up because, like, I pushed 2 times, and it was over. I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do it no more. So they immediately said, like, oh, we finna have to rush on to emergency C-section. Y'all, I look up, I'm like, what that mean? Everybody like, you finna have surgery, like they finna cut you up and get the baby out. Everybody crying around me. Everybody just crying around me. So I'm crying because I'm thinking like something bad finna happen. They finna have to cut me open. What do you mean? Like, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I'm about to die. Mom, please don't let these folks do this to me. I'm about to die. And she just kept telling me, you gonna be okay. Everybody was like, you gonna be okay. We love you, this, and that. They sent me out into the emergency room. They, gave me some anesthesia, put me to sleep. But like, I wasn't asleep. I could still feel the pressure, and I'm watching them. I'm like half asleep, but I'm looking at everything. And when they pulled Zyron out of me, oh, he was just crying. He was just, and I was like, oh my God, my baby is out. And it just kind of gave me that like it was like it's over. Like, that's how it feels. And it felt so good to finally have him out of me. And like the C-section part, it was hard trying to, like, you know, get back to doing everything that I needed to do. But me being an older sister and me knowing that, like, I'm one of those people where, like, I don't need nobody else to do. I'm finna do what I got. Like, I ain't finna wait on nobody. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. And that's how it was through my whole C-section. Like, I was up and moving and, you know, doing what I had to do, because I wasn't finna wait on nobody. I wasn't about to wait on nobody. I was gonna get this done. So I kind of, like, it took a little longer for me to heal from my C-section. But yeah, that's how I ended up getting pregnant at 16, having my first kid at 16. And I had 3 other kids, but by the time I had them, I was of age. But I love all of them dearly, and I had to have 4 C-sections in all. When I finally got my girl Antoinette, I told the doctor, wrap up, it's over with, take them with you. You can have them. I don't want them clipped, tied, burnt, none of that. Get them out of me. Get them out of me. Take them with you. And that's exactly what he did. And now here I am, 24, almost 25 years old with no babies. No babies. My daughter is about to be 2 years old. She's a big girl. Like, we thugging, and no, she knows nobody else is coming after her. She knows I'm not having no more kids, and if I do, it'll be a miracle. Like, it'll be a miracle. But if I do find a man and he want kids and we married and this, that, and other, and it's the man that God has sent to me, then I feel like if God wants us to have kids, then I'll definitely have another kid. But, you know, because God works miracles. But as of right now, and as of you know, for my future, like, I don't really see myself having no more kids. You know, I just want to raise the ones that I got and just get my life together. So yeah. So if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to this video, and hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. Quit playing. Y'all better lock in. Y'all go ahead and lock in, and I'll see y'all next time.